Hello, everybody. This is the 7 questions video series from FinTech Forum. For all who don't know what FinTech Forum is, FinTech Forum seeks to connect early stage startups with early stage investors. And I'm very happy that today we have Maximilian from Elevator Ventures. Who will answer our 7 questions. So welcome, Maximilian. Great
Hi,
that
Frank.
you can be here.
Thank you for the invitation.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself, both work and your leisure time.
Happy to do so. I'm the managing director of Elevator Ventures. Elevator Ventures is the corporate venture capital entity of Austrian Raiffeisen Bank International. Maybe let me say a few words about RBI, Raiffeisen Bank International first. It's a bank headquartered in Vienna in Austria, but very much focused in their geographical focus on Central and Eastern Europe, with 13 banks in the area as subsidiaries. And that's also the focus of Elevator Ventures. Naturally, Elevator Ventures invests in fintechs and everything adjacent that can benefit from a close relationship with the bank and vice versa in the core region of RBI, Central and Eastern Europe. And we are using not only the capital that we have as an investor, but also the expertise, the network, the corporate strength of these 47,000 employees that RBI employs in the region to find the best companies in the area, to help them grow, to co-develop and scale and find the best solutions in the end, future-proof solutions for the future of banking.
Yeah. And what you're doing in your leisure time?
In my leisure time, I as an Austrian, I like to be in the mountains, summer and winter time. I've just a couple of days ago came back from a day in the Alps skiing. It's been on the one hand sad because there were not a lot of tourists due to the situation, but it has also some advantage. We had a lot of space on the slopes and didn't have to queue, which was hopefully a once in a lifetime experience, because of course we all hope that in the next season there will be again a lot of people on the slopes.
Yeah, I fully understand. I've understood your regional focus, but what are your focus areas within the fintech space, or so any, let's say, special themes you are following?
Yes, so in general, we are investing in the Series A. So typically, the companies do already have a well-established product. They maybe in one or the other country. They have a well-established team and do have large growth potential in the area of Central and Eastern Europe and beyond. And we can do lead investments, we can do co-investments. We did both previously. We've invested now in 7 companies over the last 1.5 years. They come from very different areas of banking. We have the classical, I would say, topics in lending or payment. We've invested in a Czech company called Twisto that is doing buy now, pay later solutions in Czech Republic and Poland, for example. We have a RegTech company in our portfolio, the Austrian company named Company with a K, which is automizing the KYB process in banking, very interestingly. So we've invested in two very interesting agri-tech companies that do embed finance in the agri-value chain. That's something that we also very much see as an interesting trend, that finance being smoothly and easily integrated into other verticals. That's something that, as a corporate venture capital, we feel more confident also investing into these areas that are a bit beyond banking. But in general, it's about seeing an experienced team that has a product with a huge growth potential, that is following a business that is centered also around sustainability in their business model, meaning that it's not only about pumping money into marketing, but that actually value is created in for customers, long-term value. That's something that we want to see.
Yeah, great answer, because you already answered my next question. I understood, let's say, the agriculture and the embedded, let's say, integration of finance or the financial instruments is something you are watching out. Any other trends which you see for the next couple of months or 1.5 years?
So we expect that a lot of these trends that have been accelerated and the changes in some of the customer behaviors, we've seen a lot of people really for the first time actually, or accelerated using their mobile devices for banking, and in different, not only payment but different other services for the first time, and we expect that this will stay. And what this means for banks is definitely an even larger need in digitalization, in efficiency in operations. So every fintech that is enabling these two necessities for banks is definitely about to see an increased demand. We see this also in our portfolio at the moment. And then there are future trends based on new technology, asset tokenization. Everyone is talking about it. There are so many trends just being elaborated. The regulatory environment needs to catch up, and from classic cryptocurrencies to non-fungible tokens and many other topics, where I think a lot of potential is still to be elaborated by all of us, by the whole industry. I've talked about this beyond banking and embedded finance trend that we see, and maybe a last one is open banking. The whole topic of data sharing, data access. We've just invested, it's our most recent investment, into a Romanian company called FinTech, where they are enabling open banking data consumption for banks in Southeastern Europe. This middle layer of actually establishing their APIs to the banks, drawing data, normalizing it, making it usable, making it usable and intelligent data. This is something that we see as a basis for future business models as well.
That's very interesting insight. So thank you for sharing, let's say, your thoughts here. What would be your advice to European founders who are looking for funds and are in need of raising funds? So what do you advise them?
I mean, there are a lot of guidelines out there what you should do and how your pitch deck should look and where you should be in which stage and so on and so forth. Maybe one thought that we've seen now throughout the last year, these difficult times of economic ups and downs and very different developments in different regions with ups and downs also in different verticals in certain business models within verticals that on one of them actually benefited from the digitalization trend. The others were heavily hit by the economic downturn. Made us actually very aware how important it is to have, as a founding team, people around you that very much understand your geography that you are in, your industry that you are in, and not only the industry but the particular vertical that you are working on, and how we also how quickly the environment can change, and you need people around you that very much understand the opportunities and risks in this area, and so we've I think as Elevator Ventures proven for our portfolio companies to be an investor that is very close to this core region of ours, and also with all the expertise that we have from Raiffeisen Bank International, our LP, also proven knowledgeable and helpful in the industry of fintech and the certain verticals.
Thank you. And now more personal, what's on your reading list, if at all you still have time to read, given also the geography you need to cover?
I'll try to make myself time for some reading. It doesn't always work out, but the last book that I read, and it was actually a page turner, I read it quite quickly, was Ben Horowitz, The Hard Thing About Hard Things. Don't know, Frank, if you've read it. I mean, of course, Ben Horowitz from Andreessen Horowitz is a famous VC by now, but he's also a lot of experience as a founder and CEO himself. Been there, done that, so to say. And he very openly, I even would say bluntly, describes the challenges and the tough times that a startup CEO goes through. And actually, I enjoyed it very much because it again opened up and my thoughts about how we as Elevator Ventures can best support our dear CEOs, who are going through probably similar stuff, and that was very helpful. That's what I enjoy in books, when you are triggered to think and to get new ideas for your own doing.
Yeah. So to make the audience clear, I haven't read that book. Of course, I have heard about multiple times, and I've read kind of a summary. Right now, I'm writing a book actually about tomorrow's money. So the title will be Tomorrow's Money, and let's say we will see it this summer. So I don't read currently a lot.
You're writing yourself,
but I'm much more on the writing and producing side.
Is it an allowed question to ask an author when he's planning to publish it, or is this a forbidden question?
As I said, it's planned for this summer. It's half done already.
Okay.
So it will be this latest in autumn. So September probably, that's the latest when I want to publish it. And I publish it by myself, so I'm not dependent. Yeah. Good. Last question. I've understood you're an Austrian, so therefore I'm very curious about that question. So, what's your favorite place for coffee? And I leave out the drink. So
that's actually a very good question. And of course, Vienna is full of beautiful coffee houses, and being Viennese, you have the chance to visit all of them, and there's probably very hard to choose one. I'm originally actually from Salzburg, smaller town in the western part of Austria. And there I very much like to sit at the riverside. And there's one coffee that is called Café Passat. They have a beautiful terrace. And if I have to choose one, then my Viennese friends may excuse that I choose this one.
Thanks a lot. That's a lot of insight. Also, personally, very dangerous. To answer the last question. Thanks a lot, Maximilian, for your time.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.